Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are and whoever you are. I'm Oliver Perry. I'm back live again today. Today is day 11 of the 30-day 500K challenge, and it also happens to be day 11 on the same time as I'm doing my 9th episode launched today of the Oliver Perry Show with Vadim Ray, which is a great episode, and I'm going to say that about every episode, so get used to it. But let's get into it. So today, I'm going to start this live, and I'm going to do this on just about every live I go to, at least on every Wednesday. I'm going to do weird real estate questions because there's some weird questions out there that I seem to run into. Today's question is from a buyer who asks the real estate investor, do we need a chimney for the fireplace? Do we need a chimney for the fireplace? Now, there are some weird questions out there. This particular question, I don't understand. There's so many questions for me. There. Why would you ask me if I need a chimney for the fire? If you need a chimney for the fireplace? Yes, unless you want to die of asphyxiation. I mean, I guess to each his own. But I mean, neither here nor there. Just a weird question for somebody to ask, regardless. So, I want to get into a topic today. With that out the way, I want to get into topic today. And today's topic is specifically for those of you who are interested in real estate investing, particularly in the multifamily space. Now, I'm going to talk about 5 questions that you should ask whoever you're looking to invest in when it comes to multifamily. Now, there's many questions you can ask. This is just 5 of those questions. And it's really simple, really easy, and hopefully you can gain something from this and learn something from this so that when the time comes for you to invest in real estate or invest in multifamily real estate specifically, you can learn a little bit more as you're going into it. So, question number 1. First thing you want to ask a multifamily real estate investor who you're going to put your money into, a syndicator, if you will, in this particular case, or a capital raiser, who is on the team? So that's the first question. Who is on the team? Now, the reason you want to ask this question, because you want to understand the structure of their team. One, who you're going to be talking to on a consistent basis, on a day-to-day basis, if it's day-to-day, if you so choose, and we'll get into that in a second, or if it's just somebody that you want to continue to talk to. So they will let you know, hey, this is the person who is going to work with you, who is going to have these conversations with you when you're on the same team. I see you, Alex. Alex says, boy, do I have product for you. Chimneyless fireplace. Makes sense if you don't think about it, right? Which is absolutely true, Alex. That's absolutely true. So to go back to what I was saying, the question that I had to state to you guys was, who's on the team, right? So on most multifamily teams, you have someone who handles the investment itself, the asset manager, if you will, property manager, asset manager. Sometimes we do third party. Sometimes they don't. It depends on the team, and it depends on the location and how the team prefers to work. No judgment one way or the other. You can't lose as long as you know this information. Number two, the underwriter. The underwriter is one of the key positions, and the underwriter goes through and makes sure all the numbers work for you, for them themselves, because they're putting themselves in the line as well. Because although you give them the funds, they're going to do a lot of paperwork signing and a lot of promissory notes if necessary, and things of that nature for you, the investor, and for the bank and all that. So they're going to be held ultimately responsible for quite a bit of that. The third person. Now these people, from there, it kind of starts to vary, right? You have people that will come on to raise funds. You have people who do investor relations specifically, where they just talk to the investor. The ones who raise funds, of course, is as simple as it is, raise funds. That's what they do. That's all they do. So the next thing is next question to ask is, what is the investment strategy? Now, this can be put several different ways. You can put this in several different ways. Sorry, I couldn't get my words together there. But you can put it in several different ways. What you can say is, hey, what's the exit strategy? Or what is the strategy of the purchase? And what that means is you want to know, is this a value add? Is this a long-term buy and hold? All these things. These are questions you want to ask, or this question you want to ask, and you're getting these answers. So you understand how your money is going to work when it comes to this particular location, this particular asset. If it's something that doesn't sound right to you, you're uncomfortable with, or you don't like that particular strategy, let's assume you're looking for something more long-term. You want to put $50,000 into something that's going to continue to grow for a long period of time, 10 years, shall we say, for example. And there are 10-year deals out there. There's also 5, 3, 7, 2s, 1s, you name it. We run the gamut. As far as multifamily investors normally run the gamut of the time frame. Just to each asset has its own pros and cons for each strategy. So the real estate investor will normally take those strategies into account and figure out what's going to work best to have the best income in the long run, or the best outcome that is in the short or long run, whatever it is. So these are questions you're going to want to ask, because when all right, my money's going to be in the property for 10 years, okay, the money, you can set the money around that. Now, I'm just saying 50K as a general number. You still have deals that happen. You can invest 1,000, 5,000. There's different things that are going on, crowdfunding, CFs. You've got 506Bs, 506Cs. I'll get into those at another time. I don't want to confuse you guys, so I want to stick with these 5 questions, and we'll get into that on another live or on another video of mine. Now, next question you want to ask. What are the distributions? The distributions are specifically speaking to how the money is getting split up when it comes to either returning to your pocket, or just basically how is everybody getting paid? The easy way to put it. How is everyone getting paid? Now, you always have some that do 70-30 split, 70 to the investors, 30 to the GPs. So you got the LPs and the GPs. If you don't know what LP and GP is, go back onto a few of my lives. You can check out my YouTube, The Oliver Perry Show on YouTube, and you can find, I actually talk about what's the difference between an LP and a GP. It's also on my IG at The Oliver Perry. You can look there as well, and my Facebook. And you could just search Oliver Perry and you'll find me. So these are the ways that, those are normally split up between the GPs and the LPs, the general partner and the limited partner. Limited partner is you as the investor. General partner is normally the people who are doing the work. And not even normally, almost always the people who are doing the work, period. So once you put that money in, okay, this is the strategy that's going to happen. This is the team we're working with. And this is how the distributions work, because you want to know how your money is going to come back. So that is another one that's important. So the next question you can ask, the fourth question, is how often will I be updated? Now, to each his own on these. Some people like them one way. Some people like them other ways. Hello to everybody who's tiling in. Mr. Guyton, Demetrius in the DMV. Dimitri in the DMV. Ashley, Miss Create Your Own Empire. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you can make it. My man Alex is on the IG, not the IG, on the Facebook. Welcome to you all. I appreciate you guys tuning in. So we're talking about 5 questions to ask before investing in multifamily real estate. And we're on question 4. And if you hang out for a little bit after each question, I'll go back through the previous questions so that you all have a number, or not a number. You all know the questions that I'm telling you, so you're aware. So where was I? Okay. We're talking about how often will you be informed. So what you want to have is to have the ability to know how often you're informed. How often are you going to get updated? How often are they going to contact you? Now, again, this is to each his or her own thing. What happens is people will get into the discussion. You'll have the talk, and might say you want to be updated every week, or you want to be updated once a month, or you might want to be updated for whatever reason, God knows, every day. You need to have that question to ask the real estate investor or the syndicator, your GP, if you will. You want to ask them because they're going to be able to tell you left, right, up, down, and we can do what's called expectation management. And all that is making sure you don't have something that you think is going to happen that's not going to happen. You don't ask for an iPhone and look to come to buy an iPhone from us and I give you a Android, right? So it's an expectation management. Not saying one is better than the other. To all my Android users out there, I am truly sorry for you. To all my iPhone users, keep up the good work. So it's all about that expectation management. And that is part of what you should be asking your syndicator, your GP, so that they can tell you, hey, this is what you should expect when it comes to being updated on what's happening with the property and what's not happening with the property. Now, we're going to go back. Number 1, who's on the team? You want to know who's on that team that is doing the investing, the experience, things of that nature. And number 2, what is the investment strategy? Is it value add? Is it long-term? Whatever it is, you want to know what that investment strategy is so you understand how your money is working for you. Number 3, what are the distributions? How are you getting your money back? How often are you getting your money back? What's the percentage on the money that you're getting back? I'm not necessarily saying counting pockets for the syndicators, because normally you're going to get more as the investor. You should and most likely will get more money than anybody else, as opposed to, the GP. So the LPs will normally get more, the GPs will normally get less, percentage wise. Number 4, how often will I be updated? You want to know how often they're going to tell you, how often they're going to update you and brief you on what's going on with the property, how often, so you can expect, they can know what you should expect, and you can have your expectations met or quelled, if you will, on whatever format, whether it's a month, 2 months, a week, 2 weeks, every day, whatever it is. You know, and they know what you're expecting, so you guys can be on that same level. Hey Mo, what's up, brother? All right, so the very last question is, what is the worst case scenario? Now, again, these are 5 questions of a ton of questions, but what is the worst case scenario will allow you, and this is particularly something you want to ask the underwriter, because it tells you that the underwriter has looked at the numbers conservatively to understand what they can expect, what they can't expect. And what this allows you to do, again, is now okay, if all goes to crap, if stuff hits the fan, what am I going to do? What is the team going to do to react to that? And it gives you that comfort, that fuzzy feeling that, okay, these guys know what they're talking about, or at least that they have a plan in case these kind of things happen. Because regardless of however you invest, whatever you invest in, stocks, underwear, marijuana, TV shows, whatever it is, there's always a risk into it involved. What you want to know is how, if things hit the fan, if stuff goes straight up south and everything goes to crap, how are you going to handle that situation, and how am I going to be treated as the investor, as the LP, right? This way, you know exactly what's going on and how you should be expecting them to react. Now, if they tell you, hey, we don't have a plan, might not be the best idea to deal with them in that particular case. Not saying you can't, but you have to understand that that risk now becomes higher, because if they don't have a plan, then you're not going to know what to do, right? They're not going to know what to do. They're going to be reacting to contact, as we say in the military. Nobody likes reacting to contact. It sucks to react to contact all the time. So you want to be as prepared as possible. Hey, Camilla, how are you, man? You want to be as prepared as possible when it comes to these real estate investments. Now, these are also questions that you can actually ask on the single family as well. If you want to invest, let's say you called me and said, hey, Ali, I want to invest in a flip. Then what we do is I'd know everything, laid it out, and I could brief you all these pieces as you ask me the questions so that you feel the warm and fuzzy, you know the plan, all that great stuff. So if you're interested in real estate investing, as always, please feel free to shoot me a message via DM on IG, LinkedIn, YouTube, however you'd like. Shoot me a message. Oh, Camilla knows me from way back, so she calls me James. My name is Oliver. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My name is James. First name is James. Middle name is Oliver. I go by Oliver. It's just how it works. So shout out to Camilla, Seven Cities. She's from back home. Known her for quite a while. So back to what I was saying. If you want to get in touch with me, please feel free to reach out on IG, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, however you want to hit me up. Shoot me a message. You're good, Camilla. I'm just messing with you. You're right. Shoot me a message, however, whenever you'd like. No worries, no problems. Just hit me up. In all of my YouTube videos, if you're on YouTube, I've got the Calendly invite or the Calendly link there, so you can look at all my dates for the 15-minute discussion. You and I can talk real estate. If you just want to connect, feel free to hit me up. We can connect there too. Any way that I can help and I can be of service to you and yourself and your family in whatever you're looking for when it comes to real estate investing, particularly multifamily, please let me know. I'm more than willing to help. I'm more than willing to assist, and I look forward to assisting you. If you go to my YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Same thing here on the IG. I've got a goal of 1,000 before the end of the year. So if you could help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. For those who are on IG, I'm also looking to get 1,000 on IG. I'm a lot closer to 1,000 on IG. So hook a brother up. Help me out here. I'm going to get to this 1,000, and not that it's really significant in the sense that it's going to change anything dramatically, but it is a goal. We all got goals, right? So let me know what your goal is in the comments somewhere so I can see if I can help you on your goals as well. Now, with all that said, I appreciate you guys taking the time for coming on. I look forward to the next one. I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm going to go live every day of the month this month, and then it'll always be at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm working on the times for the every day of the week. I think I'm going to stick to a later time, probably 7 or 8, because 6 o'clock is a little bit tough on every day of the week. You know, when you have kids, y'all know what I'm talking about. Camilla, you know what I'm talking about. Kids, you just can't, it just gets rough. But anyway, love you guys. I appreciate you. Remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. I'll see you next